So man and woman was created in God's image, after God's likeness. So this was her first goal, was to, one, continue to walk as God has given her to walk, but to continue to strive for even a higher calling with God, not by herself. Not by herself. To this end, she was not created to seek her own self-pleasure, her own self-will. She was created for a certain purpose. Now let's go to Genesis 2 in verse 18. It says, "And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him." Now if you look at this word man, it connotes two things: the individual, and it can connote mankind or humanity. Now in another verse, when it's speaking specifically about Adam the male, it's 121 instead of 120. And so I would like to look at this in a larger sense. When God created woman, he created woman to be a help to man, the individual, and to mankind. So let's look at this further from God's words, what he created woman to be. He said, "I will make him a helpmeet for him." In verse 21, or 22, I'm sorry. "And the rib which the Lord had taken from man made he a woman, and brought her unto the man. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man." So, verse 24. "Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh." One flesh. Not separate entities. Not the woman pursuing her own way and Adam pursuing his own way, but for them to be heirs of life, of the grace of life together, was God's first ordained plan. And still is his ordained plan. But now we have to take a longer route to get there, because of our sin, which has separated us from the Most High. Okay, so this was her ordained purpose, was to be a help. Now let's look at some definitions again, because when I look at definitions, it helps me to understand a little more in depth what the Bible is talking about. Now help, aid. Again, if you look in the Strong's Concordance, it just says aid, help, which is good. It comes from another word, which means to surround. Okay, but I want to look at more of a dictionary standpoint to get more information on what an aid or help is. And it says, one that furnishes relief or provides what is useful or necessary in achieving an end. And that is a meet, M-E-E-T. He said a help meet for him. And that is a meet or a perfect fit for Adam that completes him. This is your purpose, woman. You are an aid, or we are aids, helps. We are ones that furnishes relief or provides what is useful or necessary in achieving an end. That is meet or a perfect fit for Adam, one that completes him. The individual, as in your husband, and in humanity, as in the community. So woman's original purpose, again, is to provide what is useful or necessary to the male or humanity to achieve a goal. What goals? What did we say before? One, she has to fulfill, or they have, as humanity, have to fulfill the image and likeness of Yah. One, we have to be fruitful and multiply, not only physically, but spiritually. God has made us procreators upon this earth. We create children, right? Or He uses us to produce children, should I say. But not only that, He has allowed us to have a creative mind to produce beautiful things and things that help other parts of mankind. Okay? He has also given us, as mankind, dominion over the earth, stewardship over the earth, responsibility over the earth and its creatures. He has given us the capacity and the spiritual mindset, if we give over our will, to be at oneness with man and woman being at oneness and mankind being at oneness. This is what's woman's purpose, for man not to be alone. And when you look at the word good, he says not good for man to be alone. Good is not bountiful. It's not prosperous. It is not joyful for man to be alone. So he created a helpmeet, a help that was a perfect fit for him. And fourthly, I believe, when she was created, she helped Adam, the man, in the Garden of Eden to dress and to keep it. So in all these different things, although Adam came first, the male, when Eve was created, she joined with him, and they had all those different things together. And they had all those different responsibilities together, because Adam could not do it alone. It wasn't God's purpose for him to do that alone. So now that we know our purpose, let's continue on and look at some of the things that Satan has done to change our focus. Okay? Because through his deception, we have, or some women, I would say, no longer think on the things of others. No longer think on the things of humanity. How we can be useful to humanity. But we are looking at our own selves. How am I going to achieve my goals as an individual? And through this, there has been stress. Women have felt unfulfilled. They have pursued countless abortions because they are not ready to have children yet and to give over their life. They have created an autonomy where they no longer are in companionship with the male, but they have begun to destroy themselves. Because from stress, what comes from stress? Heart attacks, high blood pressure, depression. How many women are depressed? Without having children, having postpartum depression, all those things, they're just depressed. They just walk around depressed because they're unfulfilled. And they're unfulfilled because they have been taught to pursue their self-fulfillment and not the fulfillment that's going to help humanity or help their husbands if they have one. So let's look into Philippians 2, verses 3 to 5.